Welcome to Real Talk Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi and today we have fitness and wellness expert, bikini athlete, fitness model, master personal trainer and entrepreneur Alexandra Wilson on the show. Welcome Alexandra, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Miriam.
You're always welcome. Alexandra, you now have over 10 years of experience in the fitness industry, but how did it all start?
It started way back in 2001, and at that stage, I was actually employed. I was working in the food industry, and I'd always known that I had wanted to go self employed at some stage, and I'd always had a passion and an interest in sport and and health and well being, and basically I just decided that with the support of my partner at the time, I basically left my job, went requalified, and did all my various qualifications, and that's really where it started, the whole journey.
Oh, great. And in an article with Extra Fit, I read about how you battled with low self-worth and confidence and felt you always needed to win approval. You wanted to be perfect. What is the biggest lesson you learned during that time?
Probably, I think probably the single biggest thing is just realizing that perfection doesn't exist. All you can do is be the best that you can in whatever area of life it is. But that probably would have been the biggest one. And also just learning to respect myself a lot more, self-love, be patient, on myself, be kind to myself. And I think really, at that stage, I really started, right up to this day, and I suspect ongoing, it's just a continuous journey really of self-awareness, self-improvement, that kind of thing.
When did you really go back to the basic and put your health and wellness first? And how difficult was that for you? Was it a matter of small changes over time?
Yeah, I would say for me, one of the things I have to be very careful is not taking on too much. It's something that, I'm notorious. Anybody who knows me, I notoriously take on too many projects. And obviously, because I'm someone that likes to do things incredibly well, it can become really, really quite stressful. So, for me, the kind of, chunking things down. I use a phrase sometimes as biting one chunk of the elephant off at a time. And for me, that analogy or baby steps is one way I really keep focused, keep calm and keep centered. And because there's always so much more stuff to do than there is hours in the day. So, but that would be one way how I've managed it, definitely.
And you write about how you traveled to the United States to enter your first competition in 2009. How did that change things for you?
That was a brilliant experience for me because up until that point, weight training is my real passion, and there isn't that many sports where you can use that as the fundamental training kind of method in a competitive environment. I mean, you've got maybe powerlifting and a few other things, but I basically was told about the kind of fitness competing arena by a lady over in the States, and Rachel Cosgrove. And so I started to look into it and picked my competition. Rachel actually coached me on that one. And I would say that was a real game changer for me. And I found something that, I could use my weight training, which I love doing. And, and that was the main kind of way we trained for the competition. But it also gave me something to focus on and, an end goal in mind. And it's huge. It's a massive amount of fun, and you meet wonderful people, like
Right.
really, wonderful people. And again, that has taken me into different avenues, which I would never have suspected would have happened. So it's been brilliant. I've never regretted it at all.
Alexandra, you went through tremendous struggles from being anorexic and depressed, spiraling into bulimia and going through a divorce. What advice would you give those watching who are going through a very difficult time in their lives right now?
Oh gosh, there's so many things I would say. I would say surround yourself with the right people that support you in the right way. I would say do whatever you can that helps you, because there's different things that help different people. So always tune into the things that raise your kind of vibrational energy as such. that's right for you. Um, Again, coming back to the baby steps, one day at a time, always trying to get your basics right. I can remember when I went through those various patches in my own life. The key things for me were making sure, and I know it sounds so simplistic, but making sure I slept right, I ate properly, and even though at times I hadn't enough time to do the exercise that I wanted to do, I knew I had to do some form. And if that just meant jumping on a cross trainer for 20 minutes, just to keep me going and so on, that's what I did. So, for me, I really focused on the basics. And, I would have done simple things that make you feel good. So whether it would be, you go out and you buy yourself a bunch of flowers, or you have nice candles. There's all sorts of, different things that you can use. And then a big one is making sure you talk and you communicate. So like I've used counsellors a lot, and I'm a big, big advocate. Find the right one that suits you and your personality. Definitely.
Wow, thank you. Great advice.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say is there's so much self-help stuff out there now, in terms of books, audios, podcasts, all those things. There is a lot of, help. And the other thing is surrounding yourself, as I said right at the start, with the, supportive people. And I've been very fortunate. Some of the girls that I've met through competing and, my networks and stuff, I've met some lovely people. Wow. And I don't know whether that's just coincidence, because I've heard other stories from other girls, but I've been very lucky in that I've got people who've been very supportive.
Oh, amazing. And do you think it's fair to say that your mental health and fitness are the key to developing a strong and healthy physique? And what advice can you give in regards to achieving and maintaining mental fitness?
Gosh, I would definitely say they're 100% linked. And I would say, a big part of getting the type of fitness and health and physical physique that you want is all in your mind, and is all to do with your mental strength, and to me it's more important to actually to get, what's going on between your 2 ears working right, and then everything kind of just flows from there. So in terms of advice, again, I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself. Surrounding yourself with the right people. Fitness in itself does give me mental strength. It's a bit like a chicken and egg, really. And it's certainly, when I feel physically strong, I'm mentally strong as well. I would also say do things that you enjoy doing and that, make you happy, and, that you're passionate around. Because, when you're doing that kind of stuff, you're naturally happy and you're naturally in a mentally better place. And I certainly personally have read, and listened to a lot of audios, about, things like Anthony Robbins, people who just really fire me up, definitely. And also role models, like people like I would look up to, so I would definitely say, to your listeners, find people who inspire you, that motivate you. And the only thing I would say about that is make sure you choose your role models really carefully, because not every role model is healthy. There's lots of girls out there, some very well known, some not, and they're not necessarily, they might look good, but that doesn't necessarily equate to health.
Right.
So role models, I would say, is a good one as well.
And you're also a highly successful coach, training with your clients in London, but also around the world over the phone and internet. And I've seen some incredible testimonies from your clients. Do you feel that because you've had to overcome so much, you're able to take your clients to a completely new level in their lives, both mentally and physically?
Yes. I mean, I tend to attract mostly women. And I've always attracted women that see, I've definitely have people who've get emails that people have been inspired by my story, and that's one reason why they end up working with me, because they see that I've been through it and got through on the other side. So, definitely because I've been through it, then I share with them what's helped me, and also what I've heard other people, have used that's worked for them. So there's kind of lots of different tools that I use and that I can pull out of the box, really. So yeah, no, it's definitely helped, with my coaching.
Great. And what has been your most rewarding experience in working with your coaching clients this far?
There's nothing beats the buzz when you know someone is starting to change and you can see it. And not just physically, Miriam. It might be you just see them, the spark coming in their eyes. They're starting to come alive. They're starting to find what they're about more, as a female. And that's an area I'm particularly passionate around, is really women and confidence and self-esteem, which is a bit ironic because that's stuff that I've kind of struggled with myself, but I suppose that's how it kind of goes. But there's nothing kind of gives me as such a buzz as when I see my clients really starting to blossom is probably the biggest thing.
Ah, amazing. And you're not just a fitness expert, you're a true fitness celebrity today. I know that you've built 3 successful businesses. What is the most important business lesson you've learned, and how do you apply that to your life and career today?
These are good questions, Miriam. I would say hard work is definitely, one. Unfortunately, I do work very hard, and patience would be the biggest one. Things always take longer, to happen than you project, and it is a patience game, and also just real self-belief.
Right.
Not giving up, not giving in, because you do get things that are fired at you, people who are negative, people who put you down, and it definitely does make you stronger. And, again, that comes, getting through those circumstances is all about having the right people around you. I would say, hard work, patience, and real self-belief would be the big ones for me.
And you've also written about the power of thankfulness in your life. How can someone get in a state of gratitude?
Basically, the method that works for me is I tend to write my things down in a gratitude diary. But ironically, a few weeks ago, I was talking to another colleague of mine, and she tends to just kind of verbalize hers in her head. So there's different ways of doing it, but I definitely write my things down at the end of the day. And particularly when I'm going through a patch maybe where there's a problem, I always remind myself of some of the basics that I should never take for granted, and also just how far I've come. And so I think it's always, to me, again, that's another way to ground myself and remind myself, of all the blessings that I've got, and also all the things, and the journey that I've been on, and to be very, very thankful for it.
And despite your tremendous success, do you ever catch yourself having a bad day or slipping into a moment where you lack confidence? And what do you do to pick yourself up when that happens?
Right. Yeah, there would definitely, I would never deny there's always days, I think, when all of us, even the strongest of us, have days when we're a little bit lower. The thing that I would do most is probably to give me an instant boost is exercise is a real antidote for me. And I do think it's all, it's well researched and well proven about the endorphins and the happy hormone. And so exercise for me is a real kind of cure. I'd also say just doing something that kind of picks me up and gives me something like a feel-good factor. I know it might be a bit of a plaster job, and it's not the long-term solution, but, whether it's just, pampering myself or doing something that just gives me an instant feel-good factor, those would be the things, But as I said, that doesn't deal with it in the long term, but certainly to get me out of it, you just need to open the door enough to raise your mood level. And then once you're up anyway, you can generally get out of it,
I agree, yes. And what is next for Alexandra? And what are some of your goals moving forward?
Some of my goals moving forward. Well, basically, I'm getting involved with a supplement line that's coming to the UK in roughly about 4 months from now. So I'm really excited about that. It's a new supplement range that's just launched in the States called Body FX. So, anybody who'd be interested to know about that, just go to my website, alexandrawilson.com, and sign up to my e-news, because that's basically where I'll be releasing all the information through. And I'm also excited by some of the projects that are going on with Physique Elite, which is a training organisation for personal trainers, and they run various courses, Miriam, like Y3T, which is Neil Hill's training principles and methods, and Chris Gethin's DTP. And there's a few other courses that they do as well, but I'm looking forward to all the projects and the exciting opportunities that are coming through from that, because they're really growing, and there's opportunities to work in India and abroad and so on, so that's really exciting. Recently I just got taken on by Better Bodies Clothing, which is a Swiss fitness clothing label, really kind of high end, so I literally just signed up with them about a week ago. So, and actually today, I got some clothes from them. So, so that's exciting, and just more photography. I'm bringing out also my first full ebook shortly. So there's going to be more of that kind of stuff coming out, throughout the year.
You're doing a great job, Alexandra.
Yeah.
And
yeah, thank you, Miriam.
Oh, you're most welcome. And where can people go to connect with you online?
Basically, if they sign up through my website, which, as I said earlier, is www.alexandrawilson.com, they can find me there. And then I think, Miriam, and I should know this off the top of my head, my Twitter is the Alex Wilson. It's at the Alex Wilson, I think it's called. But certainly my website is the main place. Sign up to my newsletter, which comes out, once a week, once every 2 weeks, and that tends to be where all my information is. And there's some great content, there's a blog every week, a recipe, there's motivational stuff and so on, so that tends to be the main place.
Great, and I will make sure to put all the links below this video.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Is there anything you feel we've missed that you would like to talk about today?
I don't think so. Just other than, really making sure, if you've got goals and dreams, whatever the viewers that are, or the listeners that are, tuning in here, is just really never to give up on those and to keep your eye on the prize, really. And things are possible, but you do have to be consistent, and you do have to be patient, and your break will come. I've been in this industry a long time. And you do have to kind of earn your stripes to a degree, and but the opportunities do come, and if you're consistent, as I said, and patient and hardworking and determined, it will happen.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Alexandra, thank you so much for your openness and willingness to share. You're a true inspiration, and it was an honor to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miriam.
You're most welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.